Okay, so today I'm going out to the ranch, the Desert Skate Ranch with Corey. We're filming a video for Keen Ramps, and I'm also going to vlog. I don't know if I've made a video. Did I make a video out here last time? I think I did, actually.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, but there's been some updates, so we're going to talk about some of those updates over on his channel, so make sure you follow the Keen Ramps one. You guys know that's like my job, so that's where most of my efforts have been. That's where most of my skating has been. It's funny because it doesn't look like on my channel or on my, this fucking asshole, man. God, dude, I fucking hate that shit. To speed up, to hit on your brakes.
It's all good.
Fucking hate it. A lot of the skating has not been on like any of my channels or socials, like my Instagram or YouTube or anything. It's always like on everyone else's, whether it's Dan's or mostly Corey's, because I gotta skate every week when we make shit, so not a bad problem to have. But in any case, yeah, it's fucking 94 degrees out here. Luckily, the pool is filled up with water and there's chlorine in it, so we can swim. It's probably what I'll be doing most of, and skating the deathmatch ramp that's covered in chains. So every time Corey and I do long drives like this for when we film videos, whether it's like here or he's doing some kind of build up in LA, we always get into like really cool conversations, whether it's me picking Corey's brain about like finance stuff, or like today we spent most of the ride talking about health and working out and fitness. It's because Corey's kind of looking to, I think,
yeah, I'm trying to, you know, shave a few pounds.
Yeah, he's trying to tighten up.
I feel like better and more energized. I just feel kind of soft lately, and
yeah,
like my energy levels are low, and like in the middle of the day I feel like I need coffee, and I'm like, I don't think that's really me not getting enough sleep. I think it's more of just like I'm not eating right,
yeah,
and I'm not exercising frequently enough, so I just all around like want to be a little more healthy,
dude, for sure,
and active, and like you're kind of doing that.
Yeah,
You're hitting the gym, you're training jiu-jitsu, you're also still skating.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I hit a point in like in a quarter life crisis like a few years ago where like I got obsessed with like never wanting to be the guy that can't like do shit, you know. I don't want to turn into the guy that becomes immobile and, you know, can't keep up and has shit cardio and like all that shit. There's things that I'll see like online that like fucking cringe like finance guru self-help influencers talk about, but I think there's truth to this. Like you get three. You get either wealth, health, or time, and you can only pick two of those at a time. In the last few years for me, my priorities have been on health and time, and I think I want to move more maybe back into like wealth. So like I'm not gonna sacrifice health, so I'm gonna have to sacrifice some time. And both of Corey's picks are wealth.
Yeah,
so
I don't have time for shit lately.
Yeah.
And my health has definitely been diminishing. That sounds drastic, because like I mean,
it's not like crazy, but it's just like, you know, you're approaching that point in your life where like, you know, you're kind of like you're maybe at a little bit of a standstill mobile wise, yeah, because you're like doing all this extra shit, and like that just tends to happen with life. Like not everyone has the ability to like have the time to take care of that kind of stuff, you know. But ironically, like, you know, people sacrifice wealth for health, and then they pay for it years down the line, yeah, by ironically trying to plan for their future and build wealth.
There's so much content on the internet from like financial guys about that.
Yeah.
About like a lot of the guys that just like are like money, rich, grind.
Yeah.
It's like all that money you made, you end up just spending on your health later in life.
Yeah, exactly. Or you just die prematurely, yeah, and you don't even get to enjoy your wealth.
For sure.
Damn, dude, look at that ramp.
There's a little target.
Where?
This.
Someone was just shooting at that towards the ramp?
I'm guessing it's like a BB gun or something.
Oh, true. Okay, we're here. Ramp looks amazing. If you guys don't know, this was the deathmatch ramp for last fall when they did the deathmatch, the Thrasher deathmatch out in the desert somewhere. I don't remember where. Oh, Joshua Tree, that's where it was. How's it going? That's Mike Donnellan from the Ask Long Beach Foundation. Yeah, so we did a video here before, so you guys have seen the park, but the pool is filled. That's what I'm most excited about. Oh, the flat bar into the pool. Damn, that looks fun. You wanna get some clips?
Yeah, just roll around.
All right.
Do my like classic just fly outs there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Pump around. It's been a while. I was trying to like pop all crazy. I was like, yeah, I'm going big.
It's the first push of the day.
Whew.
Nice.
It felt cool. Yeah, that was it.
Good, right?
Yeah, that was great.
Thanks. The thing out here is like with how hot it is, you have to remember to breathe, dude. I mean, you always have to remember to breathe, but like even more so out here because like, I don't know. I'm not a scientist or anything. I don't know what real weight I have saying something like this, but I feel like I just got really like lightheaded and couldn't see anything for a second.
Well, you get so in your head about the heat that you're like, okay, make sure my body knows how to perform well under these like higher, more stressed conditions of the heat.
Yeah.
And then you forget, you literally forget to breathe. I was doing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like forgetting.
I'm like taking shallow breaths through my mouth. I need like big, deep breaths through my nose.
You gotta be conscious of it.
Yeah. That was solid.
That was good?
Yeah. All right, a little too hot.
Yeah, we're moving over.
Let's let the pool fill up a little bit more and check out the deathmatch mini.
Yeah, dude, it's for sure feels way too hot to skate this.
And honestly, it's like 15 degrees cooler under that dome.
Yeah, I mean, it's what? It's got to be like 95.
Yeah, we're in like, maybe? Yeah, I think it said 95, 96. Expecting that. You were just kind of cruising and tapping. And
I wasn't expecting
I was
it
like,
either.
whoa, that was a proper ass tail slide. Vert doggy.
I hate running out, dude.
It's so fast.
It's really fucking fast. And I had basically have a Christmas complete. I got brand new wheels and brand new bearings and a brand new deck.
Oh, that's nice.
It's really nice.
Anti-hero?
Yeah.
Did you get that from Thebo?
Yep.
Nice.
What the fuck?
Whoa.
I'm like in my head.
Woo.
Yeah, it's pretty big, man.
I'm so spoiled with all the minis that we built. They're all like 3.5.
Yeah.
This feels like a monster.
Yeah.
It's fun, but it feels like I'm riding like a big wave.
Dude, and I mean the extension, that's the height that people make vert ramps at. 9 feet, right?
So that's 8.
Oh, 8, okay.
So your typical mini vert is gonna be...
It's like 9 foot's the smallest they go.
Yeah, they cut them on like a 9 or a 10-foot radius, so they hit vert. So yeah, this is like getting into that verty zone.
Okay. Damn. You okay? Good. So I want to talk about this ramp here for a second. This was the deathmatch ramp for fall of 2023. It's got a, how big's the radius? 7 feet?
7 foot radius.
7 foot radius, 6 feet high on that side, 6 feet high right here, 8 foot extension, and then that other half extension over there is 7 feet tall. This ramp is not small. It's pretty humbling. And yeah, I mean, looking at it, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, I've skated. Here, let me turn the camera around, hold on.
Yeah, it's got consequences.
It's tall, dude. Yeah, exactly. Consequences. Like looking at it, you're like, oh yeah, it's not that big. It's like a good gnarly sized ramp, but when you're on it, it feels a lot bigger than what it actually is.
It's faster.
So fast.
You probably go like, I don't know, 7-8 miles an hour faster riding this than like a 4-footer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like your reaction time has to be quicker. Your moves have to be like more precise. You have to be a little lighter on the board.
Yeah.
Like once you get in that headspace though, and you're very fluid and light, the height and the speed like can be used to your advantage.
So this is literally almost vert. Like, look at that. Not quite vert, but we're approaching vertical territory. You know, it's not a mellow ramp. Like, I'm comfortable skating like regular 4-5 foot mini ramps, like that's fine, you know, but anything bigger is where I start to get uncomfortable. So this might sound like an excuse, but I feel like if I had pants on, I would have skated the ramp better. I feel really vulnerable in shorts, but it's too fucking hot. And I don't know what it is, but like psychologically, my legs feel crazy. Like they feel just like exposed.
Like you don't have like some weird skinny chicken legs. Like there's nothing to be like ashamed of.
I know, but I feel like for some reason pants feel like you have this iron layer of protection.
Yeah.
But it's not true. It's just a thin piece of cloth.
I could see that. I had an injury when I was like 13. I smacked my shin on a rail and I split it open and had to get stitches. Mm-hmm. And after that, I didn't wear shorts for like a decade.
Dude, with pants on, I split my shin open before. Here, there's a scar somewhere to the bone. All right, you ready?
Get that twig out of there.
Fuck that twig, dude. You're fine. Let's go. I saw that.
When you're a real surf skater like myself, and your board shorts even say surf, use chapstick to wax the rails around here.
Does it work at all?
I think so.
I guess we'll find out.
I mean, I still suck, but I also got on so bad.
Corey's cleaning the pool. He bought a little robot that's down there somewhere cleaning the shit.
It's a pool Roomba.
Yeah, it's down there cleaning the shit. But I think we're gonna get going soon. The pool is such a game changer for this place. I think the pool elevates the whole Desert Ranch thing by like a mile. We're going back at the perfect time just to hit a ton of traffic. So like I said at the beginning of the video, Corey and I always get into these like really interesting conversations whenever we do these long drives together. What we were talking about on the way home was super interesting. God, I'm being redundant. Yeah, like I even thought about like pulling my phone out and like recording it, but I always ask him about like, you know, real estate stuff, finance stuff, because he does a lot of that, you know? So I was kind of asking him some tough questions, and we were talking about, you know, gentrifying and like, you know, and then we were talking about the idea of like, okay, well, can you really like blame the people when like this is kind of the position that we're forced into to be able to just make ends meet? Because it's not like you can just like go support a family on a one household income anymore, like when you know, our parents were growing up. You know, that's like the whole boomer argument is that like, oh, everyone's just lazy today, nobody wants to work. But what they don't realize is that even adjusted for inflation, it is 4 times harder. Everything is 4 times more expensive, adjusting for inflation, adjusting for wages and everything, to like get a house. And even just the cost of living in general is that much more. So it's not just that like, oh, well, inflation's gone up, wages have gone up, you know, so that's why things cost more. It's like, no, everything literally does cost more. We're kind of talking about, yeah, the idea of like owning houses and owning buildings. And, you know, I was talking to him about how like, you know, I feel like it shouldn't really be legal for these like giant equity firms to come in and like buy up residential housing, and then they jack up the price and it just fucks everything up more and more. And then like everyday normal people can't even afford like a house, but it's like now you have to like buy a house to put money into to rent it out just so that you can buy the house you want to live in. It's like, you know, it's so backwards. And, you know, when we're talking about late stage capitalism and like, you know, all this stuff, I know that like the comments are going to like probably, because there's probably a lot of mixed feelings or mixed viewership about this sort of topic on my channel. But yeah, I mean, just, you know, this is how I feel about it. Like, you know, so I was saying like, I feel like we're in this stage of capitalism where like, we're never going to get back to like where things were in the 50s. No matter who's in office, no matter what policies are implemented, nothing's going to go back there. Like, I personally feel like this is just a cycle, and we're kind of heading towards this like corporate dystopia where everything's owned by like 1 or 2 or 3 corporations. I mean, we kind of see that now. And look, you know, I'm not sitting here like trying to like argue politics. I'm just talking thoughts and like, you know, the way that I like see or perceive the world. And I try to be open-minded towards, you know, people who have more experience and other suggestions, and hear other people's, how they feel about this sort of stuff. Brought up Idiocracy. I've never seen it, but you know, the little clips and bits and like video essays I have watched about Idiocracy. Yeah. I mean, it seems very much like the direction that we're going. And, you know, I'm not a conspiracy theorist person either, but there's always those people that tend to think that like some big revolution's going to happen, and that they're somehow the special group that has access to the information that the rest of the population cannot seem to like grasp or understand. And like, my whole take on that is like, why are you so special that you have this information? You think because you read one thing on a forum that like that's true, but then you go and tell people to not listen to what they see on the internet? Or like you don't get to decide what propaganda is, right? And this is going to come full circle. I know I kind of like bridged off on this tangent right now. You don't get to decide what propaganda is. We're all exposed to propaganda from every which side. It like doesn't matter. There's no, like, I'm kind of convinced at this point that there's like no right or wrong or just good or bad when it comes to any of this propaganda. It's, you know, it's, so I've also kind of made it a point to like not be so obsessive over this stuff, because I did for a few years get pretty obsessed over it. And, you know, it's just like, it sucks you in. And like, you know, not to say that I don't think it should be taken seriously, because I definitely do. I definitely think these types of topics are things that should be strongly considered and taken seriously. It's just like, what are you going to do? What the fuck are we going to do? You know, it's like, and bringing this back full circle, like, look at history. Look at how history has unfolded, you know? And I'm not super well versed in history, but if you look at like all of the revolutions that have taken place for like, you know, human rights or whatever, they're all done by like an uprising of people, and they do happen. And then laws do go into effect and change, you know, human rights. You know, might not necessarily change the economy, and like things might not get better for people. Ultimately, if you look at history, you know, people, when they're unhappy with the way things are, they uprise. And then, you know, if you can get things to change, things will change. I know I probably don't sound like I know what I'm talking about. I feel like I have a better understanding of this than what I'm currently displaying. But so my whole argument about like the whole real estate thing and the whole gentrifying thing was like, damn, well, like, do you ever like feel bad that you're like contributing to like housing costs going up. And, you know, then in listening to his perspective, it's kind of like, you know, it's either like, because the wealth gap just keeps growing, right? Like people that are poor just get more poor because, you know, cost of living and inflation goes up, and then the richer get richer because, you know, they keep monopolizing and making all these moves with, like, whether it's like some giant equity firm or that buys up a bunch of residential housing or whatever. And, you know, like the conclusion that it's a weird, crazy, like catch-22 conclusion, because it's like, can you really blame the people that also just want to like look out for their families? It's like, it's tough, man. It's super tough. And like, you know, there's like, not only is there like food deserts, but there's like information deserts where there's parts of the country where people don't have access to like certain types of information based on schooling or whatever, or like maybe it's the family that they grew up in, their family's not like financially literate or doesn't know how to like do any of these sort of things. I'm not claiming to know a lot of this stuff, you know, I'm just kind of like pay attention, listen to like what my friends, you know, have to say about this sort of thing. But my question is always like, can you really blame the people? And then it's like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I just try to do the best that I can to not leave as big of like a negative footprint as possible. But it's like, you also like can't do everything. You can only do what's within your capability. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of interesting, tough conversations. I like having tough conversations. I think it's especially in the polarized climate that we currently live in, it's so important to have the tough conversations, because like that's how you don't turn a racist into a non-racist by like shoving them in a corner, you know? You have tough conversations with them. I'm not sitting here claiming to like be some fucking hero about that shit, but you know, it's like the point is, it's like you got to have the tough conversations.